Hi, everybody. It's good to be back. Thanks for dropping in for another free ACBL lecture. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and I appreciate you stopping in to see what I have to say this time. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're continuing to go forward and do some fun things. Maybe see some family. Okay, so my topic for today is Cuebidding and competition. ACBL should have on their website a handout that it would be great if you would pull that up either on your computer or print it out to follow along with the lecture, because I have some samples, so it might be good for you to have your own copy in front of you that you can make notes. If you didn't, that's okay. You can always do it later and re-listen to the lecture maybe, but it would help you kind of follow along with the lecture a little bit better if you had a copy of it. So if you haven't, you might pause now, pull up that lecture notes, and then come back and unfreeze me and see what we have to say. There's all kinds of Cuebidding that takes place. There's Cuebidds of controls, there's Cuebidds asking for stoppers, Cuebidds showing stoppers. The one we're talking about today is a Cuebid in a competitive auction. And a competitive auction is when everybody's bidding. So someone has opened the bidding, typically in a suit, and someone else has overcalled in a suit, and now you bid the suit the opponent was bidding. A Cuebid in a competitive auction can be made by either responder or advancer. And in this lecture, we're going to concentrate on after a major suit has been bid by your partner. So it can be responder, who's the partner to opener, and an opponent is overcalled. Or it can be that your opponent's opened the bidding, your partner is overcalled, and you're advancer. You can make a Cuebid in competition regardless. And what a Cuebid in competition shows is that you have support for partner, 10 or more points, and a fit. Okay. Some people play that you don't promise a fit. I'm not a big advocate of that. So for us, whether you're advancer or responder for this topic, for this lesson, you're showing support. You're showing that you have a fit and 10 or more points. And a lot of good things happen after you start playing Cuebidds in competition. Now, if you notice, I said in support, so that means that you can count additional value for distributional features when you are deciding whether or not to Cuebid. So extra trumps would be a distributional feature. Shortness would be a distributional feature. You can add the points that you would add on, the dummy points that you would add on to increase the value of your hand to a limit raise. So first, let's see, why do I have to do that? Why is it a good idea? I'm going to hold these examples up to the camera. As I said, if you've printed them out, that'd probably be a little bit more to your advantage because you can make some notes. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at these hands, and we're going to talk about if you did not know about Cuebidding in competition, what would you do with these hands? Okay, so here we go. Here's the hands. Now, on number one, your partner opens a spade, the opponent overcalls 2 clubs. You would just bid 2 spades. You have a spade fit, and you have 6 to 9 points, so you'd bid 2 spades. Easy. On the second one, you have 11 high card points. You have a fit with partner. You actually have 4 trumps. And if you weren't playing Cuebid in competition, you would probably bid 3 spades. Let partner know that you had 10 to 12 points in a spade fit. On the third one, you have 14 high card points. It's gone 1 spade, 2 clubs. This is a great hand, isn't it? You don't have a bid that you could make to let partner know that you had a fit right away. You'd have to bid something like 2 diamonds and then later come back and bid spades. And I don't know about you playing, but when I play, what happens a lot of time is my next bid is at the 5 level. 1 spade by partner, 2 clubs, I bid 2 diamonds, it goes 5 clubs, pass, pass. And now I have to decide whether to bid 5 spades, double or pass, or bid 6 or something. But this is a really good hand. So I'd like to tell partner I have better than even game forcing values. I have game forcing values, but I think slam might be possible. But I don't even have a bid that would let me tell him about my spade fit right now. On number 4, again, have 16 high card points. I'm balanced. I'd really like to be able to tell partner I had a really, really good spade raise to game. Number 5, I only have 3 points. I'd have to pass. Now, we both know, and I'm sure there's some of you out there, that what you've been doing is you've been bidding 2 spades on this hand anyway. Even knowing that partner expects that you might have something like hand number 1. But you don't have another bid. So you've either been lying like a dog, telling him, oh yeah, I've got 6 to 9 points, partner, or you've been having to pass. And number 6, well, that's your weak freak. You're probably familiar with that. 5 or more trumps, a singleton, and less than 6 or 7 points. So it's a jump to 4 after partner has opened one of a major. Has a name, we call it a weak freak. 5 or more trumps, a singleton, and less than 6 points. So if you come in there, we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 types of hands. But if we want to raise partner immediately, we only have 3 bids, don't we? 2 spades, 3 spades, and 4 spades. So it's difficult for us to choose a bid that is going to tell partner what we have. Okay? So, a Cuebidding competition. It's always made by responder or advancer. Okay? It's created by bidding the opponent's suit at the lowest level possible. And it can be bid in support of major or minor suits, though we're concentrating on major suits in this lecture, as I said. And it shows a limit raise or better in support of opener suit. Okay? So some examples, and I'll hold this up so y'all can see it in case you didn't have a chance to print up your packet. There we have 1 heart, 2 clubs, 3 clubs. North opened a heart, East overcalled 2 clubs, so we have a competitive auction. And now South bids the overcaller suit at the lowest possible level. So over 2 clubs, the lowest he could bid is 3 clubs. Partner, what South is saying is, partner, I have 3 or more hearts, I have a fit, and 10 or more points. On the next one, North opens a heart, East bid 2 clubs. So we have a competitive auction. It went past. And now West, advancer, bids 2 hearts. He bids the suit the opponent opened at the lowest possible level. And that says, East, I have a fit in clubs and 10 or more points. Okay. You with me? And now it goes on the last one, pass by North, pass by East. South opens 1 spade. West bids 2 diamonds, an overcall. So now we have a competitive auction. And North bids 3 diamonds. He Q-bids the suit the opponent bid at the lowest possible level. And that says, partner, I have a fit in spades, 3 or more spades, and 10 or more points. And it's like 10 or 11, because remember, he didn't open, right? And also remember that this could be an 8 or 9 point hand with a shortness somewhere, or it could be a 9 point hand with long spades. It's in support of partner suit. Now, the second one I showed you, that 1 heart, 2 club bid, and then 2 hearts. Think about how many times that has kind of created a problem for you. That partner is overcalled, and you don't know how to tell partner that you have a fit, and you have to go to the 3 level. And what if they've overcalled on 8 or 9? It feels really uncomfortable, doesn't it? But now you have a Q bid, so you can keep the bidding lower. and still tell partner the same information. But now, when they'll know that you have 10 or more, and if they don't show any interest, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute, then you're just kind of done, right? Okay, so those first 6 hands that we had at the beginning, how would this change if you had the ability to cue bid? Well, number 1 didn't change at all, did it? We still have 7 points. We still have a fit. So it would go 1 spade, 2 clubs. We'd bid 2 spades. On number 2, we have 11 points. So the bidding would go 1 spade. They overcalled 2 clubs. I would bid 3 clubs. Partner, I have 10 or more points and a fit in your spades. Number 3, 1 spade, overcall 2 clubs. I bid 3 clubs. Partner, I have 10 or more points and a fit in spades. Now, if some of y'all were thinking about a splinter bid, we talked about those in some of the other lectures. Remember, a splinter bid always promises 4 or more trumps, and it's 10 to 13 high card points. So I don't have enough trumps for a splinter, and I don't have enough trumps, and I have too many points for a splinter. Number 4, 1 spade, 2 clubs. I'm going to bid 3 clubs on this hand as well. So look, we bid 3 clubs on 2, 3, and 4. It's everything from a balanced limit raise to a game forcing raise to a really good game forcing raise. But it all starts with 3 clubs. It would make 0 sense if you bid the opponent's suit that opener could pass, right? He knows you're not telling him that you have clubs. He's telling you that he has a fit in spades. So opener's going to bid again, and we'll talk about how he bids in just a minute. And you're always going to have another opportunity to tell him more about your hand when you have like the 3rd hand or the 4th hand, right? On the 2nd hand, we don't have much more to say than we have a limit raise. It's kind of up to partner to decide what to do. Now, let's go to number 6. That stays the same. That's a weak freak. We bid 4 spades, same as we always would. Number 5. This is one of the advantages you get. 1 spade, 2 clubs. If we have 10 or more points, we bid 3 clubs, right? So look what's happened. What we said used to, before we learned cue bidding, it would have gone 1 spade by you, partner. It would have gone 2 clubs. And if I had 10 or more points, before I learned how to cue bid, I would have to bid 3 spades. Well, now I can cue bid. 1 spade, 2 clubs. Whoops, sorry. 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 clubs. So that's how I show you I have 10 or more points. So what's happened is we now have that 3 spade bid that's kind of floating out there. It doesn't have a meaning anymore. Well, we're going to give it one. That's what you do with hand 5. What happens, since we're going to cue bid, if we have 10 or more points, we can use a jump to the 3 level to show a preemptive raise. 4 or more trumps and a singleton. Isn't that nice? Now, if I only have 4 trumps, I should have a singleton. But I could have 5, and now I don't have to have a singleton anymore. So, old style, we had to jump to 3 to show a limit raise. Now that we have cue bidding, we use a cue bid to show a limit raise, so we can use a jump to the 3 level to be preemptive. If for no other reason, if you were playing competitive bridge, you're playing duplicate bridge, you need to learn how to cue bid in a competitive auction. What's going to happen is it's going to keep you low on hands that you need to stay low. It's going to help you get higher on the hands that you really need to be showing partner a good hand. And it adds in those preemptive bids, which can be really invaluable. I mean, think about that. 1 spade by you, 2 clubs. I jumped to 3 spades. I don't have much, but I have 4 of your trumps and I have a singleton. Now, if the opponent, if advancer wants to bid, they're going to have to bid at the 4 level. That's tough. So the last page kind of tells you what openers' possibilities are and responders. Another thing that happens, if you've listened to one of my Help Suit Game Try lectures before, is that a lot of times it's going to open up an opportunity that opener could make a Help Suit Game Try. Opener basically has 3 things they can do. They can sign off. They can bid in the auction that we've been using as our example. 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 clubs by me. Pass. Opener can bid 3 spades to say, I'm not interested. I don't want to be in game opposite your 10 to 12 points, right? Or if he thinks he has enough for game, he can jump to 4 spades. Just go straight to 4 spades. But also, look what happened over 3 clubs. He can bid 3 diamonds or 3 hearts. Either one is like a game try. Partner, I'm not positive we have game, but knowing you have 10 to 12, I kind of like my hand. What do you think? Do you have a really good Q bid? You know, a limit raise? Do you have better than a limit raise? Or do you have just a really, really good limit raise? You know, limit raise, not like that number 2 example we had where we're 4, 3, 3, 3. But maybe you have an 11 count with a singleton. You know, that would be great. So opener can stop at 3, goes directly to game, or bid a new suit as kind of a game try. And responder or advancer is always going to get another chance. So what you can do if partner signs off and you had the really good hand, you bid again. You know, you don't stop. If you had a game forcing hand, it goes 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 clubs, pass, 3 spades. I don't want to go anywhere, partner. I'm done. Pass. I bid again. I'm saying, oh, no, you're not done. You're not done. I've got better than a limit raise. I have a really good hand. Can go 3 spades, pass. I can bid a new suit and tell you, oh, you know, I wasn't just thinking game, partner. I was thinking more. Or if I just had a limit raise, just like my number 2 hand, I just say, you bid 3 spades, I say pass, I'm done. So it gives you a lot more opportunities. And one of the things to remember is that people like to interfere in your auction. What they say is, oh, I just like to mess with them. You know, I'm just going to interfere with their auction, make it tough on them. Well, what they do sometimes is give you this entire extra level of bidding that wasn't possible until they bid. So I've got some free videos on YouTube, Help Suit Game Tries on there. I don't know if I have another Cuebidding controls, and, you know, I have those bridge chats. If you want to know more, I got books too, of course. You can always inquire further. If you have a question about something in the sheets or, you know, just a random question you want to ask me, I'm happy always to hear from you. I hope you have a great holiday, y'all, and thanks so much for coming. Bye-bye.